Welcome back to the JNS Policy Summit. I'm Ariella Novak, host today. I bring to you the news of the day. Here we're having a lovely podcast, lovely day here at the Waldorf Astoria in the center and heart of Jerusalem. I'm so pleased to have you here. Now, I have Olga Deutsch sitting beside me. Olga, I did speak to your counterpart yesterday, and I learned so much about the NGO world, what it is, what it can do, how it can function. And you, Olga Deutsch, is the vice president of NGO Monitor. And before joining NGO, you held a senior position in the private sector in Europe and Israel. Your pro bono work includes co-founding the Europe Forum, a leading platform for bringing together civil society organizations in Israel and Europe, of the executive of the World Zionist Organization. I'm so pleased to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me at this amazing spot,
it really is,
amazing
right?
conference.
It's not just you, although you are wonderful. It's the other leaders that are in the room. I'm really learning so much.
Not only learning, but I think to have all these people under the same roof, exchanging and talking, it is incredible.
Yeah. I'm learning. Someone said, "Did you learn anything?" I said, "Of course." So now we were just discussing how humanitarian aid is diverted to terror. Yes, we talk about it. Yes, we know about it. Tell me.
So, before October the 7th, we sort of all knew that there is aid being diverted to Hamas and other terror groups. But there was no tangible evidence. Most certainly us here in Israel and probably the pro-Israel community,
yes.
It was no secret. After October the 7th, the abundance of evidence is overwhelming. But what still the majority of people think is that most of it is diverted to physically support Hamas.
Yes.
Tunnels, rockets, or abusing humanitarian infrastructure like hospitals or schools. What very few people know is that a lot of the humanitarian aid actually goes to politically support Hamas. Normalize it and even romanticize it by portraying it not as terrorists, by militants or freedom fighters,
yes.
and so on. And more than that, as the backbone of that, is to delegitimize the state of Israel,
yes.
to delegitimize our defense and everything that we do to delegitimize our right. I don't know how many of your viewers know that after October the 7th, the United Nations launched an emergency appeal, and they asked for $1.4 billion for 1 quarter, 3 months, in emergency humanitarian aid. One of the 3 objectives that they wanted to address was political advocacy. Let me translate that to you. ICC, ICJ, trying to impose an arms embargo, trying to issue arrest warrants against Israeli officials and soldiers. And behind all these, the main driving engine are the so-called human rights and humanitarian NGOs, because they're doing that to seemingly promote human rights while being supported financially and politically through official governmental money, which is the humanitarian aid.
Now, I know you know this, but how do we read it for ourselves? How do we see it? How do we document it? How do we speak up about that? How do we take action?
Well, first of all, we need to know that this is happening. Then we need to ask a simple question. Where does the aid go? Who are the recipients? Who are the organizations that are distributing this? As we speak, there are USAID, EU, and other governmental grants to organizations that are sending cash humanitarian aid allocations to households in Gaza based on the priority list provided by the Hamas-led Ministry of Social Development.
Wow.
I mean, it is mind-blowing. This is happening because there's not enough vetting mechanisms and oversight mechanisms.
What can be done?
We need to get the governments to do a better control. I can say many sophisticated words here: oversight, accountability, transparency. At the end of the day,
but the bottom line is?
The bottom line is, who are the organizations that we work and we entrust billions of dollars and euros with? Who are the organizations that are going to be building Gaza after the war, whatever the administrative solution for it might be? How do we control that none of them are actually affiliated to Hamas, to Islamic Jihad, to Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine? And then, with the respective governments, we have to introduce better policies that know how to sanction when they are caught red-handed. There needs to be more awareness, and right now we still live in a sort of a bubble, where the minute that you say, I'm a human rights organization, I'm a humanitarian organization, the world trusts you blindly.
So we have to think more, right? We just have to think more as an active community in order to take action and make change. Well, thank you so much, Olga, for joining us. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you for having me.
I have much to learn myself, much more to share. I hope you'll come back on the show soon. JNS is happy to have you. Thank you again. Stand by, stand tuned. We're going to be bringing you more interviews, more collective thoughts from more world leaders here at our summit. See you soon.